This conference will now be recorded.
Is my screen visible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. In the last class, what is the algorithm that we have learned? So far we are discussing, yes, decision tree. So far we are discussing about the classification algorithms, and in that we have completed decision tree algorithm in the last class. Next, let us continue with the classification algorithms. There are two more algorithms to learn, and let us start the algorithm. See, the decision tree is not only applicable for the classification data, nothing but it is not only used as a classification algorithm, but also the decision tree can be used as a regression algorithm also. Okay, I think already you know what is about regression, and you have done some, you have used some data sets for regression also. And let us see how the decision tree regression works. Actually, we apply the regression for if label has continuous or discrete. See, if your label data is of continuous, generally we go for regression algorithms, and generally the graph for your regression algorithms or the regression outputs may be in the form of some linear line that you have already done. I think if you have observed in the linear regression, your graph may be like this, and actually the linear line will be in the form of straight line like this. And if we apply any regression, the predictions can be much closer to this regression line. I think you know what is regression. Please respond so that I can continue. Have you listened to the regression class? You know what is regression? Please respond.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. By seeing, generally you have done like this, the linear regression graph will be like this, right? But if your given data is in this form, you can take this y equal to mx plus c line and you can predict the values in this way that you have learned. But if your data is in this form, see, my given data in the data set is in this form, which are very closer to the normal straight line using some mathematical calculation called y equal to mx plus c. Okay, but if your data is in this form, see, my data points are here and somewhat here, and somewhat here. Okay, if I draw a straight line here, see, if I draw a linear line here, generally by drawing this linear line, let us say we have some values here, 0, 1, 2. For suppose there is a 6 value here, or there is a 7 value here. By comparing with this y equal to mx plus c, nothing but this straight line, my value will get predicted here, right? Based on this line. But actual data point is falling under this category. There is lot of difference here, right? Nothing but my predicted value will not be that accurate when I use this straight line. Nothing but when I use this, when I apply this regression, normal regression that you have learned. Okay. To see. But if you apply the decision tree, I think you know what is decision tree. See, by using this linear regression, okay, you're not predicting that much accurate. Yes or no? By seeing this, you can observe your values are not that accurate. Okay. If there are if your data is in this way, and if you want to train your model to some accurate level, you can go for the other regression model called decision tree. You know what is already a decision tree? Decision tree works on the basis of taking some decision based on the given. See, based on the given data, it will take one decision based on your attributes or the features that are present. Nothing but are the inputs or the features or the attributes. Okay. It takes some decision, or it takes it. See, it is dividing here based on some diameter. Diameter can be one feature. Okay. By solving the same problem using the decision tree, if your data is in this way, see, if your data is in this way, before going to the linear regression, if if you want to improve your results, if you want to train your model with some accurate to get some accurate results, you can go for other regression called decision tree. In this, it can, see, by comparing all your attributes, it comes to one decision and makes accurate results. Okay. And you can follow in this way. That is the advantage of using decision regressor here. And regressor means nothing but we should predict the value. There will be continuous values, and it will say take some decisions and it will predict. Okay. Have you got the difference why we are using some decision regressor here? Have you understood the difference? Why we are moving forward to the decision regressor, not the linear regression? Have you understood? Please respond so that I will continue with the dataset. Why only Karthik has responded? Have you understood or not? Please respond. See, if your data is not in this way, see here your data is somewhat linear. Okay, if you have drawn the graph by the given data, if your data is in this form, this data is somewhat linear and it can predict some accurate values, nearer values. Okay, but if your data is in this way, see your data, some points are down and some points having some high percentage, very low percentage again. See, your data is splitted like this. Okay, if your data is splitted in this way, you may not get the accurate results when you use linear regression. But when you use decision tree regressor, okay, you may get more accurate results when compared to your linear regression. Why? It takes some decisions based on your attributes. It takes deeply the decisions based on the entropy and information gain. Okay, it compares the information gain of all the attributes and takes one decision and split your values. Okay, by using this decision tree, you can get more accurate results than your linear regression. That is why after the linear regression, or apart from the linear regression, we are learning the decision tree regressor also. Yes. I want you to copy a dataset. I will give you one link to you now. Please copy the dataset from that link. See, I have posted one link in the chat box. Please copy that link, open that, and you should copy the data set. See, to copy the data set, what you need to do? Click on this raw option here. Copy all the data here and come to the folder that you are currently doing and click on new text file. Paste the data which you have copied and save this file as headbrain.csv. I think you know the process. Yes, the label should not be numeric, Karthik. You can convert into, the label should not be numeric. No, it can be numeric. Karthik is asking me if while you are applying decision tree on a particular data set, the label should not be numeric. No, it can be numeric. See, we have applied on the numeric data in the day before yesterday's class. See, regression means it does the data should not have ones or zeros. It should have continuous values. See, in the regression, you will be having continuous values only. See, this is the data set we are going to use now. Have you done the process? See, you should save your file in this way. Have you done the process? If you respond, I will continue.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, open your notebook. First of all, let us load our dataset here. To load our dataset, we need to use the pandas. Import pandas as PD, and to read your CSV file, pd.read underscore CSV is the method. Read underscore CSV is the method to read your CSV file. And what is the name? Headbrain.csv. Okay. I am storing it in a variable called data here. You can take any variable name, and I am printing the first 5 rows of my data. Or you can also print the whole data here. If somebody is asking for Android programming, it is compulsory to have 8 GB RAM. Yes, 4 GB. If you have 4 GB, your system may struck. Okay, that is why they are telling if to have 8 GB. It works very slow with 4 GB. See, your data has some attributes called gender, age range, head size, and brain weight. And before starting this, I want to know that have you applied the decision tree algorithm for the IRIS dataset? Have you seen the decision tree clearly? I told you to apply to the IRIS dataset and also see the decision tree visualization. Have you done that? Okay, why nobody is responding? Okay, let us continue. See here, they
Yes, ma'am.
given to 3 features: age, gender, head size, brain weight. See, I want to take only one feature. See, it is your wish to take how many features, right? Here I am going to take only one feature as my input, nothing but as my features or attributes, and this is a value I should predict, right? If I give head size, if I give head size, it should predict the brain weight in grams. Okay, and to do that, you should select your dependent and independent variables. My independent variables are data of brain, head size. Don't think that to take only this one feature. In this, I am taking only one feature. You can take either gender, age range, and head size also. Okay. And my target, see, I am taking in the form of values here. And next, y equal to data of, see, what is my target here? My target is brain weight in grams. This is the one I should predict after training the model. See, if you give dot values, it will convert them into array, not the pandas series. Your values will be in the array type. You can check by printing x and y here. Okay. Next, what is our step here? To split your data from sklearn dot model underscore selection import train underscore test underscore split. And what is the next one? You should take the variables for train data and test data. Xtrain, xtest, train underscore test underscore split. You should pass your values here, x comma y comma test underscore size. See, here you can give either test size or train size. Here we are giving only the test size every time. Let us give the train size. See, train size I am giving training size as 0.7. Okay, nothing but 70% of the data I am taking for testing. See, Karthik is asking, please tell some methods to fill null values instead of deleting them. Karthik, in this workshop, if I tell you all the ways, it takes time. If you can attend data analysis workshop, you can get more information there. Okay. And next, let us apply the algorithm. sklearn from sklearn dot tree import decision tree regressor. And what is the next step? we should create an object for our decision algorithm. Model equal to, I am taking the variable as model here. See, the same steps repeats here, but the concept change at the background, the formulas and the mathematical calculations will differ. See, if I am telling entropy and information gain, you need to check what are the formulas that are using. Okay. See, actually, before starting the machine learning, you should know what are all the mathematical formulas that are using for your models here. Okay. You should know all that mathematical formula, nothing but linear algebra, statistics. You should learn that first and come to this course. But you can also learn while learning the algorithms also. See, if I am telling in entropy and information gain, you should search for the formulas for entropy and information gain and conclude that we are using these formulas. Nothing but sklearn is using these formulas at the back end. Okay. Just refer what are the formulas that they are going to use. That's it. You need not dig into that formulas and learn all that. Okay. And the next one is you should fit to your model dot fit of x train, x underscore train, comma y underscore train. See, it is telling me to reshape my array. Why it is telling me to reshape my array? See, here I am converting them into values, right? Nothing but to array. So that array means nothing but a matrix. To do some calculations, nothing but to fix the shape. I will tell you an example. If you want to multiply two matrices, the shape should be some what nothing but already learned in the matrix, right? It should have some rows and columns to be matched. Okay, to done with that we should reshape our data. See, I am reshaping my x data. See what it is telling, to reshape either to -1 comma 1 or 1 comma -1. Okay, that is why I am reshaping x dot reshape of -1 comma 1. Okay, if you reshape one nothing but x or y, it's enough. Okay, here I am reshaping x values here. Now let us run this again. It's showing me again. Wait, I have not run this one. Okay, we have already trained our model. Now let us predict the values here. Let us first predict one value, and after that we will predict all the test values. See what is the value we are going to predict. Let us take this value. We have taken only one feature called head size, right? I am taking the head size as 3391. It should predict as 1120 or nearer to that value. 3319 is 3319 is 3391. See, it is predicting 1120. See, it is exactly predicting the values. That means I think it has made some best decision tree. Nothing but it has gone to the depth and it has taken some decision and splitted the values, I think. Okay, let us see the values. See, to predict the values here, nothing but y underscore predict equal to model dot predict of. See, I am predicting the testing values here, x underscore test, and let us print that values here, y predict. See, these are the prediction values that it has predicted. Let us see the accuracy. Okay. To To see the accuracy, we need to import from sklearn dot metrics import score. Let us see the score first.
Hello.
Yes, tell me who is it? Okay, let us take the accuracy score here. Y underscore test comma I underscore predict. I have written the spelling wrong. Classification matrix class C. Accuracy underscore score is the matrix for classification algorithms. Okay. What is the metric that you are calculating in the linear regression? Can you tell that? This accuracy score is the metrics for classification algorithms. But we are using the regression here. What do you calculate for the regressions? Can you tell that? Students, you should respond. Yes, Suresh has responded that we have to calculate R2. Yes. Yes, calculate the R2 score and tell me the score that you are getting. All of you calculate the R2 score and tell me the score. you are getting some 99 percentage, nothing but we are getting the score somewhat very close, right? See, from the prediction value also we can observe that we are getting somewhat very accurate result by applying this decision tree regression. See, can you apply this same to the linear regression, and can you tell me the score? Students, are you following with me? Once please respond.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. See, we have done with the decision tree. What I have told, why we are going for the decision tree, to get some accurate results when compared to the linear regression. Now your job is to apply the same algorithm. See, what are the changes that you should do here means, ultimately you should import the linear regression, apply to the linear regressor, and see the accuracy. You will find the difference here. And afterwards we will see the decision tree also. All of you should try this one. You should apply your model to the linear regressor and tell me the score. Since you have applied, you have done more steps. I am telling you as a task. Within few minutes, I will also do. Okay, please try yourself. Students, have you done with that? Ma'am, I am getting only 50%. Yes. See, by the predicted value only you can observe that. See, previously I have taken some 3391 value here. Okay. By using the decision tree regressor, it has given me some accurate value like 1120, and by seeing this, see the actual value is also 1120 only. Okay. And when I have applied the linear regression here, see for 3391, it is showing me this 1219, which is very different. Nothing but there is more error here. Can you observe that? See, with that type of data, if you apply decision tree, okay, it will be useful. Have you understood the advantage of decision tree regressor? Why we calculate only test? Where you are asking here X test? Shravani.
Decision tree lo, ma'am.
See, in the decision tree, you are asking why I have taken X test. That is your
Yes,
question.
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
See, to predict the values, see, we have splitted our data for training and testing, right? We have splitted our data for training and testing. What does it mean? If you have some 10 rows of data with you, we are taking some 7 rows for training the model. And we are taking the 3 rows for testing. Okay. That is why to predict your values, you need to take the test values. That is why I have taken some test values here. Okay.
Okay, ma'am.
See, actually, if you have some 2 fruits, okay, మీరు 2 ఫ్రూట్స్ ఇచ్చి ఎవరికైనా మీ స్టూడెంట్ ఎవరినైనా ట్రైన్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నారు చిన్నపిల్లలు వాళ్ళ టేస్ట్ చూపించి, మీరు మొత్తం వాళ్ళు తినడానికి ఇచ్చేస్తే తర్వాత వాళ్ళని టెస్ట్ చేయడానికి ఫ్రూట్ ఇవ్వాలంటే మీ దగ్గర ఒకటి ఉండాలి కదా. అలాగే మనం ఇక్కడ ఒక డేటాని స్ప్లిట్ చేసుకుంటున్నాం, ట్రైన్ చేసి తర్వాత మళ్ళీ టెస్ట్ చేసుకోవడానికి. Okay, that's it with the decision tree regressor. Shall I continue with the other algorithm? Can we use model dot score of X train comma Y train? Yes, please try it and tell me if you got. Okay, you can try in your Jupyter notebook. Durga from Aditya. See, if you got any doubt to why we should not use model dot score of X train comma Y train, you can directly check it in your Jupyter notebook. Okay, please try that one. See, there are some 63 students. I got response only from few. What are the rest doing? Are you doing, or you understanding class, or sleeping in the class? Please respond. You should respond. Okay, next let us continue with the other algorithm called random forest algorithm. Random forest algorithm, next one is, see, it is somewhat related to, nothing but it related to your decision tree. In the decision tree, what is the disadvantage? See, in decision tree, it will take one decision based on your features, nothing but using your features. It calculates the maximum information gained from the features, and it will take one decision and split your data. Okay. What is the problem in that means in the decision tree, as it goes very depth and take one decision to split your data, it might cause some overfitting of data. Overfitting of data means nothing but your data trains, nothing but your model will be trained if your model will be trained too well with the given data, nothing but with the data that you have trained the model, it will trained very well, so that if you give any new data to predict, it will not predict correctly if your model trained very well. Okay, that is the disadvantage in the decision tree that will be overcome in the random forest algorithm. Okay, in the random forest algorithm, what is the concept that is behind? Let us see. See, if you have already listened to the decision tree algorithm only, you can understand this random forest. Otherwise, you can't understand. First, let us observe this one. See, we are having some group of label data here. Okay, and we, as it is, see, random forest algorithm is, now I am going to tell the classification algorithm. Okay, classification. See, in the classification, you need to split the data. Here there is a group of data for you. As in the decision tree, it will take one decision based upon the features or the attributes present in your data. See here, in which, under which decision it is splitting your data. See here, it is splitting on the basis of, on which feature it is splitting. Can you tell that? Yes, it is color. Okay, it is splitting on the basis of color here. Nothing but color is one feature. Color might be one feature for this data set. Okay, it is splitting on the basis of color, and all the blue color will be split into one group. All the red color data will be split into one group. Okay, and the next, what is here? It is based again. It is based taking one decision here. It is splitting on the feature of some. Let us take that it has a diameter. See, these stars have some diameter and this has some diameter. Think that it is splitted on the basis of diameter. Okay, this is one tree. See, by this decisions or by taking the attributes here, it is splitting your data. Okay, what is the backend doing here? Nothing but by just seeing, we are telling with the color, with the diameter, it is splitting. But at the backend, it splits the data by calculating the information gain and entropy. See, by calculating the information gain of every feature here, which has more information gain, it will split into the groups. Okay, see, if your entropy is 0.97 here or anything, think that their entropy is 9 here or 0.9. Okay, See, it will split based on your information gain. See, if you can see, it has more information gain, it has less information gain. You know what is already information gain, right? Measure of your entropy. Nothing but if this has a more information gain, that means it has. Can you say what is the entropy here? Is entropy 0 or more here? What is entropy here? Entropy here might be 0. Okay, why? There is no measure of predictiveness here. Yes or no? There is no measure of unpredictability. Nothing but there is an accurate splitting here. There are no other features present. Okay. Nothing but this has more information gain and this has less information gain and more entropy here. Why it has some unpredictability. Okay. Based on the information gain, it will split the data. But in the decision tree regressor also, it is splitting the data. But it is not classifying into groups. In your decision tree regressor, it will be not classified into groups. For that, in the decision tree regressor, it finds a standard deviation of your every attribute. Okay. What is standard distribution means? There will be a formula. It applies a formula to your data. Okay, from your data set. See how it is calculating entropy and information gain in the decision tree classifier. In the decision tree regressor or random forest regressor, it finds out the standard deviation and standard deviation regressor. Standard deviation means same as your entropy. Standard deviation regressor means same as your information gain. Formulas differs, that's it. Okay. For your regression, it uses standard deviation formula, standard deviation reduction. There are some mathematical formulas for that. But in your classification, they use entropy and information gain. Okay. See that in the decision tree, it is taking only one tree by calculating all the information. And from that one tree only, it is giving some predictions to you. But in the random forest, not only this tree, see here it has taken some decision based on the color firstly. But let us see the other tree here. See in this diagram, you can observe that. See in this diagram, what is the decision that it has taken to split your data? Can you tell that? Here it has splitted your data based on one attribute or one decision called color here by calculating color attribute. For the color, it maybe the information gain is more, so that it has splitted with the color. Can you tell with what decision it has splitted your data here? Diameter. If it has splitted your data with diameter, these two will come under one group, but these two have come under one group. Can you see that? See, this has splitted your data based on your some sides, or its diameter also is one. How many sides does this two have? This has only 4 sides, right? Yes, shape or anything. Okay, this has only 4 sides. You can take any feature. It's based on our understanding. That's it. Okay. See, let us take this has 4 sides. This has 4 sides. Then this came to one group, and as this group has 5 sides, this came to one group. And after this, it may take the color. Okay. After this, it may take some color here. Okay. After taking the color, it is again splitting your data. Okay. And what are the next other possibilities to split your data? The next other possibilities are based on the some diameter you can take, or the size you can take. Okay, see, these are of some big size, these are of some small size here. Okay, they are falling under one group and the rest are falling under other group. As here the entropy is very nearer to 0, and it can stop splitting your data here. You can get accurate results, but it has more entropy here. Okay, more entropy and less information gain, so that it is again splitting your data based on other decision. Okay, it can take color here now. Okay, see, in the decision tree, it is taking only one decision and that's it. It is not taking all the possibilities to split your data. From all the possibilities, considering only one out of all and deciding only from one tree. But here it is considering all the possibilities, and it will see if you give any data similar to this. Okay, see, if I give some data like this, a new data, and I didn't give any color to this, I have given some black, or the color attribute is missing for you. Okay, it will check with this decision tree, it will check with this decision tree, and it will check with this decision tree based on the splitting, what in which decision it has split it. Okay, for majority, think that this decision tree after splitting it gave the symbol nothing but the given data belongs to this group. Think that this decision tree has predicted you this star. Okay, and think that this decision tree has predicted by seeing this as this blue color. Okay, out of these three decisions, what is the majority it has been predicted? This one, and this decision tree has predicted the diamond symbol only. Based on the majority, it will predict that the given data belongs to this diamond group, not the star group. Okay, have you understood this? See, it is taking all the possible trees and comparing with all the trees, which gives the best accurate result. Nothing but it. See, if you wish to go to any place, or if you wish to buy any mobile or anything, I think you will ask the reference from your friends that this mobile works well, these features are good, it is working fine or not. Or if you wish to go to any place, you will take the decisions from your friends or relatives. And if you if you have asked the opinion from your 10 friends, from your 10 friends, those who told the decision. See, if your 9 friends have told you to buy the Redmi mobile, and 4 friends have told you to buy some other mobile. Okay, you will take the majority one, right? Majority decision you will refer, and you will yes, so many of them are referring to take this MI. So I wish to take that MI mobile. You will think like that. Same in that way, it will take the decision from these all possible trees, and the majority which it is giving, it will predict that one. That's it. But by this, it will give some accurate results when compared to the decision tree. From the random forest, you will get some accurate result based compared to the decision tree. Okay, please respond so that we will continue with the data set. See, if it returns that the given data, see, if it returns the given data is diamond group, but it is returning with the given data, new data is belongs to star. This tree is assuming predicting that the given data is diamond. What is the majority prediction it has? Diamond, right? Diamond 2 and star 1. Okay. Now it will predict your new data as from the majority called diamond. Okay. That's what your algorithm works. But it won't see what are the nothing but in the visualization it may be like this, but it calculates all your entropies, all your information gains, and based on that it will split your data. Okay, backend they will do all the calculations or mathematical calculations. But our sklearn, we will use our sklearn and we don't use all that mathematical calculations here. Okay. See what are the disadvantages in disadvantage is overfitting, and we will be overcome with that problem in the random forest. Random forest name suggests that from, see, as generally your forest has more trees, your random forest algorithms contains more decision trees, and the majority of the predicted value we will consider. Okay. What is the data set will we consider? Should we take the diabetes data set? Yesterday we have done with that, right? With using decision tree. Let us use the same diabetes data set for the random forest, and let us check if our accuracy has been increased with the random forest or not. Can we proceed? Can I proceed with that data set? Can you respond? See, why are you so dull in the class? You should respond in the chat box. Okay. I think you are already having the data set in the current part that you are doing, diabetes.csv. Okay. Let us do with that random. Okay, not the random. First we should import the data set, right? To import the data set, data equal to pd.read_csv. Okay, sorry. pd.read_csv of diabetes.csv. Okay, I am storing it in a variable called data. You can store it in the other variable also. And let us print the data here. Yes, these are the features we have, and this is the outcome. Okay, and let us see, let us take the features, nothing but inputs and outputs in the variables x equal to, say, to use all these features. Yesterday we have used some drop method, right? In order to take the other method, you can also use ILOC df dot, sorry, not df, my data is in. Okay, let us take df here. For the previous data set we have taken the variable as data. Let us take df here. X equal to df dot ILOC. What is the syntax in ILOC? The syntax in ILOC are slicing of your rows and columns. What are the rows we need? We need all the rows here to train our model. Okay, that is why I am giving in this way. And what are the columns we need here? For nothing but we need all the columns up to, other than the outcome column, we need all other columns, right? So that I am giving the column name, columns as starting from 0 See 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. See, to include the 7 columns starting from 0, I should give 8 here. Okay. And let us check if I am getting all the columns that I need or not. See, if I give x dot head, I am, see, I got the output except the output column. Yes, next, what is the y here? What is the dependent variable? Nothing but the outcome. df of the same steps we will follow here. The algorithm will change. That's it. Okay. Next, what is our duty? To split our data from sklearn dot model underscore selection import and xtrain. See, by the end of the workshop, you should be familiar with all these steps. See, same process we are doing with all the algorithms. X test, comma y underscore test. What is the next one we should do? Yes, we should find comma y comma train underscore size equal to some 0.7 random underscore state equal to some 25. See, you can give any value. And see what is the algorithm we should import from sklearn dot. These algorithms comes under ensemble algorithm, so we should import that one from sklearn dot ensemble import random forest classifier. Okay, and next let us create a model, nothing but object. Next, model dot fit of x train y comma y. Continuous multi output where I have what is the mistake I have done here? See, have I done any error? If you find out it, if you can found, you can suggest. Unknown label type.
Ma'am, in previous problem you have given in different order, ma'am.
Which order?
That X train, X test, Y train, Y test, that line.
See, yes, I have changed the order here. Thank you for that. See, we should give first the training and testing variables, and next we should give the other variables for y. I have given wrong here. It's y underscore train. You see, x train, x test, y train, y test. That is the mistake I have done now. Yes. Thank you. See, it is the fitting the data with the train, nothing but the trained values. Okay, let us see the score now. Okay, let us predict also. After seeing the score, okay, we should predict the values. Y underscore predict equal to model dot predict of x underscore test. Okay, let us see the values here. Model spelling wrong. It is predicting the values here. Okay. Now let us calculate the accuracy. See, I think Sar has already told you about the confusion matrix. Okay, you can also calculate confusion matrix under the classification matrix. sklearn dot matrix import accuracy underscore score. Next, print accuracy score of y underscore test. See, if you didn't, anybody who didn't understand why I am giving the y underscore test and y underscore predict, you can ask me at the end of the session. I know some people will not understand why I am giving only these two here. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can ask. See, yesterday I have got some around 71 accuracy. For this, I am getting some 74. Uh, can you observe that your accuracy has been increased with random forest in your end also? See, yesterday I have got some 71, I think. But with the random forest, the accuracy has been increased. It in the decision tree, it has been taking only one tree, considering only one tree out of all possibilities. But it is considering all the possibilities and making out from the best, right? That is where the accuracy will get increased in the random forest. Okay. The best algorithm you can say from your classifications, it can be random forest. Okay. The random forest works well with your classification data. See, based on the data, you can select the algorithm. But there is some disadvantage in this algorithm is it takes more time. Why it takes more time? See, it should form all the possible decision trees, right? That is why it takes some time in random forest algorithm. Okay, that is one disadvantage in random forest. If you have any doubt with this algorithm, you can ask. Don't mind to ask the doubt. See, if your friends are willing to learn the machine learning, tell them to refer the pandas and NumPy library before attending the session. Not only for the APSSDC. If you wish to attend machine learning classes other than APSSDC also, you should have the knowledge of pandas and NumPy. Okay, and somewhat the visualization also. Ma'am, it's necessary to give random value. Yes, you should give the random state. With that only your values will differ from training and testing. You should give the random state. See, to get some accurate results, you should give the random state. Based upon the random state you are giving, your data will get splitted into training and testing. That is why it is good to give the random state. See, let me change it to some value called 100. Now my training and testing data will be changed. Let us see if I give 100, if my accuracy will get increased or decreased here. See, if I give 100, the accuracy is getting decreased. Why? It has not learned properly with the values that has sent to training. Okay. And let me change again the random state to some 25 here. Now the set of values will be changed for training and testing. Yes, we need to import decision tree classifier as our model. Wait, I will display to you. Okay, not decision tree classifier, random forest classifier we are discussing, right? We are already done with decision tree classifier in the day before yesterday's class. I think you have left from the class. For this we can get tree. Somebody has asked me. Yes, we will get more trees for this. Okay, but we are not. We can't able to see all the trees here. See, only one tree only we can't able to see yesterday. Not clearly. That is why I am not displaying the decision trees here. Okay, and you should know some visualization libraries also. I have changed my accuracy. I have changed my random state with some random values. And if I have given again 42, it is not giving the accuracy which has given me previously. Why? You may think for 42 this will be the accuracy, for 25 this will be the accuracy. Not. Okay. By changing the value, your training and testing data is changing. See, previously I got some 74% for value 42. See, value is some syntax, that's it. There is no significance with that value. Okay. Only if we change any number there, it will change the data. That's it. Okay, now it is your task. If somebody got accuracy of 77%, that's good. Okay, now it is your task to apply the same random forest algorithm to the breast cancer dataset. See, breast cancer dataset to which algorithm have you applied previously? For the KNN you have applied, yes. For the KNN you have applied the breast cancer dataset and calculated the accuracy. Now it is your turn to apply the same dataset with the random forest, and you should compare the accuracy with the KNN and the random forest. And also you should tell me the accuracy now itself. Okay. By this we will complete the classification algorithms today, and from tomorrow we will start the unsupervised algorithms. Up to now we have learned supervised algorithms. From tomorrow we will learn unsupervised algorithms. Please apply the breast cancer dataset to the random forest algorithm, random forest classifier model, and tell me the accuracy if it has been increased or decreased compared to the KNN. Please respond if you have understood my task in the chat box. Okay, it's already 5:32. By 5:45 you should complete. Okay, you should respond in the chat box about your accuracy. Yes, Harshvardhan is telling me for KNN it is 90. Check with random forest if it has been increasing or decreasing. Yes, Karthik has responded that he has got 97%, 97 accuracy with the KNN. Okay. Check also with the random forest and tell me the accuracy if it is decreasing or increasing. Yes, Kirti has responded. For KNN, she got 90. For Random Forest, 91. Okay. No voice. Yes, I didn't. See, I'm not talking anything. I told you to do on your own. Kirti, what are the features you have taken?
Ma'am,
Have you taken all the features or only some selected features?
all features, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, I got 92 for forest classifier, ma'am.
For KNN, you got some 97, I think.
Yes, ma'am.
For the KNN and for the Random Forest, have you taken the same features or the different? Same. Okay. Your model has trained more with the KNN, not with the Random Forest from your end. As for Himaja also, it has been increased with the Random Forest when compared to KNN. That's okay. Students, you should respond. The time is only 3 minutes left. Syed from TEC with the KNN, how much accuracy you got? See, from all your As from all your responses, you can observe that it has been increasing with the random forest. Okay. See, those who being done, you can observe from the notebook I am doing. Okay. Same process, but as this is the default data set in the sklearn, you should import in this way. Okay, these are the steps to import from the default data sets. And from the keys, you should select what is the data that you want to frame. Okay, I have framed my data with the columns called feature names, and I have added also the target column to my data. And now your data is ready. It's nothing but we have processed our data, that what data we want, and it's your turn to select your dependent and independent variables in X and Y. Okay, that is the process I have done. And next process is splitting your data, applying to your algorithm. That's it. Okay, let me predict the values. Y underscore predict equal to Y underscore test. Okay, here why I am getting okay. Yes, my test I should use here. I have used X. That is why it is giving me some error. Y underscore predict. And let me check the accuracy. Okay, let me copy here. I got some 96 accuracy. Okay, see your accuracy and the others might differ based upon your training, your model training. It will differ. Okay, see you can see from all your friends' responses that it has been increasing with a random forest. Yes, Karthik has responded that he has got 97, I think 99 with the KNN, but he got 98 with random forest. That's okay. Okay, that's it with the random forest classifier. Let us also see the random forest regressor. There is also random forest regressor. Okay, for the same data set, which we have used for this head brain. Okay, I think for this head brain we got more accurate result with the decision tree, right? And we can also apply random forest regressor also. See how much accuracy we got with the decision tree regressor. How much R2 we got with the random decision tree regressor. What is R2 score? See, I got 77. What is the score you got with the random with the decision tree regressor using head brain.csv file? 63. Okay. Let us apply the same dataset to the random forest and check the accuracy score with the random forest regressor. See, I have already told in the regressor, in the decision tree regressor or the random forest regressor, based on the terms, your random decision tree regressor or decision random forest regressor will be dependent on the terms called standard deviation and standard deviation reduction. Okay, there is one formula for your standard deviation called some weighted square root of x minus x bar whole square by n. Okay, where n is your samples, x is your target, x bar is your feature. Okay, that is one value for your standard deviation, and there is also a value for your standard deviation reduction, which is as same as your entropy and information gain. Okay, and in this also it will based upon the number of trees that it has developed, and it will take the best out of it, nothing but maximum decision out of it. Okay, same logic as the decision tree, or same logic as with the random forest classifier. Okay, random forest regressor. Don't think that I have started with before 5 minutes, it will be completed. It will complete within 5 minutes. Okay, as we have already done, see, we can just copy the lines, or you can do it again by typing. But what is algorithm you need to apply here? Change the algorithm if you are copying. We are using random forest regressor, not decision tree regressor here. Okay. See, are you following with me what I am trying to tell? Have you understood with the random forest regressor? Please respond in the chat box. So the same data which we have applied for decision tree regressor, we are applying for random forest regressor. Okay, but in the decision tree regressor, that uses only one tree based upon the depth, that is going to use nothing but the information gain. Okay, but here we are using more trees to predict our values to get some accurate results when compared to your decision tree. That's it. And in the practical way, the same steps follows, but at the back end, the calculations will differ. Once all of you are, after the class, you please see the formulas of your standard deviation and standard deviation reduction. Okay. And next, I have only loaded my data. Now, what is the next step? We should take the values. should use your random forest is from ensemble classifiers, right? You should change that one here. And we are using random forest regressor. And now see the accuracy. Import the matrix that you want and see the accuracy. Nothing but the R2. Yes. Before finding out, import your required modules and see the score. See, previously I got 71. Here I got some 75. Let me check. See, here I got 77, but here with the random forest it has been reduced regressor. Okay. What is the accuracy you got? Your accuracy has decreased or increased with the random forest regressor? Please respond if you have done with that. If anybody have not done, you can refer. Nothing I have done. I have changed my regressor model here. Okay. That's it I have done. Understand this, you can ask me to repeat. Yes, we are providing all. Yes, I need to provide the GitHub link. Okay, I will provide. See, this is the link. Those who didn't have the link with you, you can copy. I have posted in the chat box. And that's it today. If you have any doubts, you can stay back. Have you done? What is the accuracy? Have your accuracy increased or decreased? See, are you there in the class? I think there are some 40 plus students. Please respond. Are you doing?